My pencil drawing is complete, so that means that I'm ready to now start tracing my drawing in glue. If you can see, I drew this one in white pencil, so it'd be a little bit easier to see on the camera. You guys have it in just regular pencil at your table, so that's good. This may look a little bit different, just so you know. In order to get started tracing our lines with the glue, you are only going to need your drawing and a glue bottle. Right now, we don't need the laminated reference sheets that we've been working from so far, so they can stay in your table folders. My drawing is complete, so I'm ready to get started. I'm going to just twist the glue bottle open. And what I want to do is I hope you can see it. I'm going to just follow the lines with the glue carefully. So I'm going to finish this line. In the past, when we've used glue in my room before, we've used it to stick stuff together. So we're using it very differently today. I'm not going to put anything on top of that. I want that raised part on there. So I'm not trying to spread it around. I want it to sit just like that. I have a scrap of paper over here. You can ask me for a scrap if you want to practice getting these lines, but I just wanted to show you what too much and too little glue is going to kind of look like. So here, I'll put it over here for now. This is an example of way too much glue. It's going to start to bleed out. Here is kind of the exact amount that we want to be putting out. And then, actually that looks pretty good. Yeah, okay. So those middle two lines, let me see if I can see that. Look at that. Those middle two lines, this one and this one, are kind of exactly what we're trying to get at. You don't want to have these gaps. This is too little glue, and this top one is too much. So you need to make sure that you're being careful when you're applying the glue. As you can see, it's all spilling around. So I want to make sure that all of my pencil lines are traced with that glue. And as I'm working, I'm following my lines. I'm not making new lines. I'm not coloring in spaces with glue. Once the glue is dry, we are going to add color using the chalk pastels. But I want to make sure that all of those lines are traced in glue. And I'm working kind of quickly. I'm not staying in one place too long. I'm not squeezing really hard when I'm using that bottle. I'm using it just a little bit, so there's not a lot of glue coming out at one time. Tracing my lines carefully. I know that some of us have some really small patterns, so do your best to try and fill that in, or just trace the lines as best as you can. If you need help, I'm here to help. So I went over it. I'm coming all the way down. I think it's easiest to start on one side of the paper. I'm right-handed, so I want to start on my left side and then slowly move over towards the right, and that way I'm not getting glue all on the side of my hand. If you are left-handed, you may want to start on the right side and then move over this way. That way I'm not smudging those lines, because it is going to spread out a little bit as we're working. So I'm tracing those lines. And you want to just make sure that your elbow's kind of in the air, not rubbing against the paper, rubbing against any glue lines that you already put down. And you want to do your best to get every line that you drew with the pencil as best as you can. I'm putting the nozzle of the glue bottle on the paper, pressing gently to get the glue out, and then moving it on the paper. I finished covering all of my, tracing all of my lines with glue, so I'm gonna close my glue bottle. Once class is over, or once we're ready to clean up, we're going to need to store these on the drying rack because we don't want any of the papers going back into the folder so that they'll stick together. So I'm gonna call you by tables and you're gonna carry them over to the drying rack.